Hey everyone, welcome to another MLM dumpster fire, yet another Young Living dumpster fire. This is Abby. Abby has been featured on my channel in the past. She has actually blocked me on Instagram recently, or I just noticed recently when I was looking for videos to react to from Abby. I guess she saw some of my videos and didn't like them, but I still managed to get a hold of this video. She's gonna give us tips on how to be successful in Young Living. I have not watched it, so we're gonna react to it together. Before we get into the video, don't forget to click the like and subscribe button. That's a nice free way that you can support my channel if you would like. And as always, big shout out to all my channel members. And let's just get right into this.
I also wanted to come in and talk to you guys a little bit. If you're doing this business, if you've done this business, you're thinking about coming back, if you are thinking of doing this for the first time, it is such a passion of mine. Like, I love essential oils, but my dream in life was not to be an oil dealer. It's to be a wife and a mom and just to love and serve the Lord however he calls me. But this business is such a gift, and I truly love the business. Like, I love it.
I'm sorry, Abby, but I doubt that the Lord would call you to be a scammer in a product-based pyramid scheme. In my opinion, Young Living is a product-based pyramid scheme. So God would not want you to scam other people out of money for your financial gains. So how does that work? Pretty sure you missed the mark on what God tried to call you to.
I enjoy what I get to do. I love the products. I love the company. I mean, there's just so much to say about this. It truly is wonderful. And there's a lot of opportunities out there to try different things or whatever, but Young Living has my heart. I love it. in the highs and the lows, I still love it so much. But I wanted to share a few thoughts with you guys on the business. Something when I was looking into network marketing that bothered me about network marketing that I saw from a lot of people was like, I never really knew what they did though. Like, they would talk about it, they would have these big promises, they would have these big thoughts, wild success, right? And you were like, can I trust you? Like, are you being honest? I was always very skeptical. And I just was like, I just want to know, like, what do you actually do? And even when
if you were skeptical for all the right reasons, you would not end up as an MLM hun.
Then started, I was still like, okay, but what do you actually do? Like, these people at the higher ranks, like, what do you do though? Like, you'll say you work this many hours or whatever, but like, what does that actually mean? Break it down for me, right? And so I try to do that for other people, like break things down. And I want to get better at explaining that to people because, so if you guys have questions, or if you want me to go in depth into more things, I want to do that, whether you're on my team or you're just somebody watching on somebody else's team or whatever. I want to kind of help make it not feel so mysterious as to like what we do. So here is just briefly, here's some advice on ways to do this, because I'll hear people say like,
you know what I'd love to hear, Abby? I mean, I don't know if she's still watching the videos, but like, I'd love to hear you go through the income disclosure statement, starting from the very bottom rank, and like trying to explain to us, why are people out there trying to work the business but they're not making any profit? Like, what is the issue there? Just in general, you can go through the income disclosure statement and explain it a little bit. I'm pretty sure she's not going to refer to it or mention it in this video. Maybe I'm wrong, we'll see.
Like, I tried it, didn't work, or the market's tapped out, or they have all these things and all these thoughts. And I think a lot of times it comes from like lack of being discipled by someone, lack of asking questions, lack of trying different things. We kind of want to stay in our comfy zone. And so if it feels scary to branch out, then we don't want to do that. So we'll have all the excuses to say like, well, it just doesn't work, or I'm just too busy, or I just don't have time to do that, or I just can't do what you do. I've heard that.
Really? She just said she was gonna explain and break down what they do as MLMers, and instead of that, she went into blaming people for not being successful in a business model where they have 99% of chances of never making any profit. Love that, Abby.
Heard that a lot. And what I do is very, very simple. I'm a mom of 6. I homeschool. I'm very, they're my priority. And so if I'm going to invest time into something, it's going to be worth it. And I want it to do something too. I'm not just going to throw things out there. So some of the stuff that I do, let me come back to this. I'll try to break this down. First of all, one of my biggest advice tips is to stay consistent. and consistent at it.
How did you break down what you do as an MLMer? You literally said, I have 6 kids and I work from home and whatever she said. I can't remember. Like, I'm feeling like Courtney this week. I cannot remember anything. But you're not breaking anything down, Abby. What? You need to stay consistent. You still didn't tell us what exactly do you do.
Inviting people in. Okay, so it's not that you can't just, post a reel and hope that that brings in enrollments, right? It's inviting people into the lifestyle of what you're doing. And this also doesn't mean that you have to expose your whole life and you have to show all of your kids. Like, I'm really careful as I have 6 kids and as they're getting older, I'm really careful to not just, show the whole world the inside of my home and my children. I really want to protect their space. So there's a way to do this as a mom where you can still have privacy and your kids can have privacy, but you still invite people into your space. And so by showing the things that you do, what you're doing, why you're doing that, if you're using oils, why are you using those oils? What are your daily habits with the products that you're using? Inviting them into the everyday things that you are doing. So part of it is, you can do a reel, but don't let that be like, okay, I did my day's work, right? I did 15 seconds of a reel. Maybe it took you 2 hours because you were stuck in your head about it, but that's not.
Yeah, because you're not getting paid to do a reel. You're getting paid when you sell the product or recruit and grow your team. Yeah, of course, doing a reel cannot be your only thing that you do for your business.
But that's not actually like what is going to bring in and build a team of people, right? But it's part of it, right? So you can be consistently showing every day, like, this is what I'm doing, but be consistent and be faithful. That was like given to me as advice when I started, and I've stuck with that of consistency and faithfulness in the small. And just
I'm sorry, but consistency and faithfulness are not going to help you when you are joining a business model where the majority of people are just never going to make any profit. You don't have the circumstances that you need to have in order to be successful in that kind of business model. So you being consistent and faithful is really not going to help you in an MLM.
And just consistently showing up and showing what you're using and why you're using it and other things that you love. So maybe you don't want to, show your kids on the internet, but what are the other things? Like, I love Jesus. I love God's word. I love being outside in creation. I love exercising. I love my coffee. I love, whatever it is. And then you're also bringing them into other parts of your life so that they feel like they know you and then they can trust what you're saying. Does that make sense? Another thing is having a little bit of tough skin, thick skin, because in a business like this, you will have criticism. You will have people that don't understand what you're doing. You will have people that say no to you. And you have to just be okay with that and recognize, like, if this is what you want.
And you have to block those people on Instagram so that they can't see your posts.
Want to pursue and you feel like good about it, peace about it, whatever, then just do it with all your heart. Do it as unto the Lord, and don't worry about the people that are going to criticize or not understand what you're doing.
Abby, I completely understand what you're doing though. You're scamming people out of money, because how many people do you have in your downline? This is another question that I'm sure a lot of people that watch my videos as well would like for you to address. Maybe make a video on it, maybe make a story. How many people do you have in your downline, and how many of those people are not making any profit but are actively trying to work their business? I would really be curious to know how many people in your downline are not making any profit. And why? What is your explanation as to why these people in your downline that look up to you, that are working this business, but they're not making any profit? Why is that? In my opinion, from my understanding, you are scamming those people out of money because you get benefits, financial benefits off of their hard work while they're working for free. They're not making any profit. I totally understand what you're doing, and the whole anti-MLM movement understands what you're doing. We're not criticizing you because we don't understand. We're criticizing you because we understand what is going on, and it is not ethical. It is not okay.
The mama, you're the one that's gonna help provide for your family, and all the critics, for one, they're not in the arena with you, and so they're not understanding what you're doing. They're not part of your family. They're not paying your bills. So you just have to kind of like...
Young Living is not paying the bills for the majority of distributors that are working it. Another question that you can explain to us, maybe, to us critics.
Not worry about what they're saying, and usually what... it says more about them than you anyways, but just stick to what you believe in and what you want. And the thing that is so cool is, like, these products are incredible and you will just fall in love with them. simple ways to do this business, if you're doing it online, is be consistent, show up, show what you're using, why you're using it. Don't just show yourself filling up a diffuser. Say why you're filling up the diffuser, what it's doing, the blend that you're using, why you love it, what it benefits your family. Show how to do it, right? People feel intimidated by essential oils. They're the easiest thing to use, but people still feel intimidated. So our job is to show how simple it is to use it, how we use them every day in the life of our home. You can, show that making the thieves cleaner and why you love it as.
So she's breaking down the business and what you have to do to work this business, but she's talking about all the stuff that you're not getting directly paid for doing. You're not getting paid to share anything on social media. You're not getting paid to talk to people about the essential oils. You're not getting paid. You're getting paid if you grow your team and if you sell the product. She said she was going to explain. She's going to be very clear and thorough about the explanation, but she's talking about nonsense that doesn't even bring you profit in Young Living.
You love it as a mom because you don't have to have poison control in your fridge and worry about your kids getting into it, because it's just going to support their immune system if they get into it, right? You're breaking it down and making it really simple. The supplements that you're using, the essential oils, and you just are repetitive. You don't have to know every single product. You just pick a few that you love and you share about it, invite people into your space as you're using it, let people see you, and you really can build a business that way. I did this thing for several months, maybe like a year or two ago. I don't know. It's been a while, but it was called the Leadership Club, and I loved it. And I would take different girls through in small group form and go through, 5 days of, working through different things. And one of the things that I had them look at was, what are like, if I'm asking you, what are you drawn to? If you're looking on Pinterest, what makes you click on something, and why do you click on it? What makes you buy from somebody else? Why would you buy that product from this person that you follow? What are even the colors that you're drawn to, the styles that you're drawn to, and all that stuff? And then deciding like, okay, that's what I'm going to do. Because you don't just buy, from someone that's like, ooh, buy this, right? You are buying it because there's something about that person that is drawing you in, and you're believing what they're saying of like, oh, they really like this. I'll probably like this. They like that hat. I'll probably like that hat on me. If they like the outfit, I love the outfit, right? And so you kind of flip it. Basically, it's just learning what you are drawn to, what makes you buy, what makes you say yes, what makes you attracted to something, a style, whatever, and then flipping it into like, okay, well, that's what I'm going to do. And so it helps to reshape how you're sharing, because a lot of times we can get in kind of a brain funk and we're like, I don't know what to do. So I'm just going to be like, buy this, or, people, a million people that are showing them, their Ningxia, and it's just them like drinking a packet. But there's no other context of like, what is it for though? So think through like, what is going to make me buy? Is it just watching someone, put oils on one time and then they never show up again, or it's once a month or whenever they feel like it? But like, it's that person that's consistent and like believes in the product and loves it, and they consistently use it. And so then you're like, okay, I have been seeing this long enough, so I'm going to say yes to this. So anyways, hopefully that makes sense. Last thing I will share.
No, I mean, none of this makes sense. It literally doesn't. You're doing the same thing that you said the other MLM leaders are doing. Like, you're not talking about the stuff that actually gets you money in the MLM.
On the business right now. But I just want you to know that this business is not tapped out. Like, there's so many people that do not use oils, or that don't use Young Living, or they're wanting to come back. There's so much opportunity. It is not tapped out. Okay, please just hear me on that. And anybody can do this if you are willing to be consistent and show up and invite people in and think through it. Like,
no, the only few ways that you can actually be successful in an MLM is if you're joining an MLM at its early stages, so that you can be one of the first reps that join the MLM and you can recruit a bunch of people underneath you, or if you have a big following on social media and then you can sell products to your followers and you can recruit those followers into your team and grow your team. So if in Young Living has been around for decades and it's an oversaturated MLM company and the majority of people don't make any profit. Matter of fact, since she's not going to mention it, let's take a quick look at the income disclosure statement. This is for 2024. Associate is the bottom rank. 68.1% of Young Living distributors sit at the lowest rank, and their median earnings a year annually is $5. $5 a year. These people are not profit. Even the average is $31 a year. This is probably one of the worst income disclosure statements I've seen. Second lowest rank is Star. 22.2% of Young Living distributors are at this rank. Median earnings $225. Average $295. You have the majority of the company not making any profit. Even if you earn $225 a year, you're not profiting. These essential oils are ridiculously expensive. Again, the majority of people are not making any profit, even in her own downline. And I would love to see or hear Abby debunk us critics. Oh, but no, she can block me on social media, I guess, but she can't debunk what I'm saying. I wonder why is that?
Like what makes me buy? And so I'm going to show up in that way. Don't just post a picture of you putting an oil in. That doesn't make sense to people that aren't using oils, right? Show people how to use them. Show why it's beneficial. Show the blessing that it is to your family. Invite people into your space. You don't have to show your kids and feel like you're exposing privacy or whatever, but just be consistent. Show up, know what you want, have a plan, understand how to work this business, ask for help from your leaders, and you can do this.
It's a bunch of BS. No, you can't do it. Like I said, unless you have a big following on social media or if you're joining some other MLM at its early stages, you're not going to be successful. And I don't think Abby did a good job here. She kind of criticized other MLM leaders that are really unclear about what exactly they do. And all she did say in this video was like, oh, post on social media and you don't have to show your kids' faces if you're a mom. It's like, okay, but that doesn't bring you payment. That's not what makes you money in an MLM. Again, I will repeat again, it's selling and growing your team, recruiting people. But let me know down below what you thought about this, and if I forgot to comment on something that she said. Thank you so much for watching. As always, don't forget to click the like and subscribe button if you'd like to support my channel. That's a nice free way that you can do that. And as always, big shout out to my channel members. Thank you guys for being here. I'll see you all in the next one. Bye.